What is going on, my nerdy family? My name is Liz. I am the official craft nerd, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to work on creating a centerpiece floral box, or just a floral box for wherever you want to put it. And I felt like getting a little bit more DIY here, guys. I wanted to bust out the power tools and use some actual wood and make this box myself. Now, these scrap pieces of wood, I picked these up at Michael's. They are fairly cheap to pick these blocks up. I think maybe $2 for the long block, the long board there, and then for the blocks themselves were like $1. I know Dollar Tree has been creating their own versions of these, pieces of wood and everything. I'm not a big fan of the durability of them. So in this situation, I picked them up from Michael's because the wood is a lot thicker and a lot stronger. So, but you can do whatever you want to do. Honestly, this is really just going to be a centerpiece. So, durability, depends on what you're going to put in it, right? So knowing that I'm just going to put a bunch of fake flowers in this, I probably could have got away with using some, lighter wood here, but whatever. This is what I had in my stash, y'all. Now, as you can see, I'm using wood glue along with my pin nailer here, just to make sure that I have a really good hold on this. I do not want this to fall apart on me later on because, you guys, I like to recycle my projects a lot. So this could be a floral, centerpiece box one day, and then it could hold, CDs or something the next day. And don't laugh when I say CDs, because y'all, I still listen to those. So I just gave my age there. Anyway, so once we have this box completely put together, as we do here, I'm going to use this beautiful, awesome crackle medium that I have been using a lot of lately. It is so much fun to use. I absolutely love watching the magic happen when you put the paint on top of this. So I figured with this, I wasn't going to put an undercolor coat. I just wanted the actual wood color to come through. So what you do is just add a nice layer of this crackle medium all across wherever you want that effect to take place, which for me, I'm going to do it on all sides of my box here. And you let it dry for 2 hours. Once you have that dried, you can go ahead and apply the paint color over top that you want to have that crackled, olding, that's not even a word, aging, aging look to your paint. And you can see it here. It's almost instantaneously, like the paint just starts to separate and crack. And I think it is the coolest product out there. And there are many, many, many different types of crackle paint. This one, I'll put it in the description box, what I use. It's one that I've used many, many times before. And it's not crackle paint, it's a crackle medium. Sorry, I'm watching myself paint and I say paint. It's been a day, y'all. So going over this with the color Plaster by Waverly, I am going to do this entire box. So there is a lot of painting in this. I'm just going to kind of let y'all watch me do that, but I am painting the entire box, outside, inside, and underneath, and that is completely up to your discretion if you want to do something like that. I just felt like this whole box needed to be completed, and that's what I decided to do. Once my box is all painted, and you can see, oh, I just love that effect, you guys. It is just so cool. I am going to take a sand block here and just gonna, hit the edges of this. I want to age it up just a little bit more. I love that look. I love that it's very rustic, and it just gives, just some character to this piece. So I'm going to hit all the corners, like I said, and just make sure that it just looks the way that I want it to look. And again, it's an option. You don't have to do this, but I love it. I love it. It also helps kind of, if there's any kind of paint, or I don't know, like excess paint drops or anything like that, you can just easily sand those off and they're gone. So I'm going to take some of this. This is just a decoupage sheet. I pick them up in packs through Amazon. It is just a normal piece of paper. You can print these off yourselves, honestly, if you have a printer to do so. And I just really loved the colors of this flower and just the piece itself. So I'm just kind of here, just kind of fussy cut around this. And then I'm actually going to try to tear it up a little bit. And my technique is just taking a little baby wipe, wetting the edges, and then just peeling off the edges, because I wanted to have more of a rough look, not a pristine, perfect cut type of look, before I go ahead and decoupage this on my box. And again, your technique on how you do decoupage can be completely different than how I do it. I really just go with what works for me. In this particular instance, I'm going to actually kind of wet the back of this paper down, because it's not super thin. It's not really thick, but it's not super heavy stock. But it's definitely not like a tissue paper. So I wanted to kind of give it just a little bit of moisture on the back. And then I'm going to place my Mod Podge on the box itself before laying my picture or my image down flat. I'm not showing the name of this paint, so I'll definitely make sure I put it in the description below, but I loved this color purple. It's a lilac. It's just, there's something about it that I just think is so pretty, and really wanted to implement it in this, and I thought it worked really well with the image that we placed on here. So I'm just gonna kind of do like what I normally do, just hit the edges and the sides and the corners, just to make sure that it's just giving it just that little bit of a pop that I'm really looking for with, these types of projects. Really making it, honestly, just so that picture kind of blends in to this box and just doesn't kind of stick out like a sore thumb. We have this stark white box and then a bright purple pink flower, but I really like the effect of just kind of just haphazardly just dashing your brush across, this box on the corners, on the sides. And don't worry if you get a little heavy-handed on it. I always go back over any of my paint jobs with a sanding block. As you can see here, it definitely helps tone the paint down, gives it a little bit of an age, but it also just kind of removes any kind of boo-boos that you may have done while painting. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this pink as well. And again, don't worry, I will place this down in the description of what I'm using. This is Definitely a lighter shade of pink, which I was able to be a little bit heavier with it on just kind of, brushing it around on this, because again, it wasn't as dark or as pigmented as the lilac is. So I'm just kind of going to town on this here. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a sand block, we're going to rough it down and, kind of even it out, just so it looks very cohesive with the rest of the box. So I did want to add just a little bit of age or a little bit of kind of a dirty look to it. You know how I work, you guys. This is never fails. And I know some of you may be like, oh, it looks just fine, just being all pink and pretty. And it does. Don't get me wrong. I do love it like that as well. But I really liked adding age to pretty much everything that I do. So I'm just using some of this Tim Holtz Distressed ink. And we're just going to kind of use the dabber here and kind of hit those edges of the paper that we decoupaged on there, and just edges of the box. And same concept, we're just going to kind of, put it all over the place, and then not worry about if we get a little too, heavy-handed on it or not, because I'm still going to go back over it with a sanding block, and it's going to tone this thing out so well. And honestly, you guys, I really, really loved how this one turned out, and I kind of want to make a whole bunch more. So I don't know. I really got excited using my little power tools. It was, I felt like a grown-up by using my power tools, y'all. Don't laugh at me. It is what it is. But really, that was all there was to this project. Like, once everything is completely painted and sanded down and all of that, you're just going to fill this box with whatever, suits your fancy. I just put a bunch of, floral in there. You can fit some styrofoam blocks in there and, put some more floral or add whatever you want to do to your centerpiece. It's completely up to you. That's what I love about crafting and making things your own, that we can just inspire each other to just create something really cool no matter what. So, oh, this is a really cute little technique. I know I kind of, trailed off there, but just splatter painting a little bit of that white on there just added that little extra oomph to the project, and I really liked it. I know it's kind of hard to see here, but in person it just really looks really cool. So in any case, you guys, this is the final piece. Tell me what you think about it down in the comments below. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I hope you hit the subscribe button. Join me on my nerdy journey as we continue to make awesome, lovable, beautiful shabby chic creations and inspire each other. And if you're my returning family, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all your support. And until next time, you guys, I love y'all. Stay safe.